Good morning, family. Welcome back to the Reiki Healing Hope community. If you are new to the community, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, but most importantly to comment, because I love to know what's going on with you and I answer all the comments. So today we're just going to relax, and I'm going to be doing some pulling and opening. So you can just use this in a receptive position. You can use this to aid in your meditation practice. Remember, I talked about yesterday how Mercury is going to enter retrograde on November 1st. So this is the pre-shadow period. So we're just gearing our mind up to be ready and to be receptive. So I have some Palo Santo to clean us out. I have our candle so you can send energy there if it's no longer serving you or you want to release. So let's go ahead and get started. So as we usually do I have your permission to say a prayer? It is not a religious prayer, just a prayer to connect us as community and in our individual healing journey. Do I have your permission? Okay. May I take your hand? Okay. Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for our highest good, please connect us to the Reiki Masters, the Ascended Masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Kutumi. Please connect us to the Archangels, the spirit animals, the spirit guides, and all for our highest good. Please allow any energy, people, situations, or circumstances to move on to its next evolutionary path, and for us to let go, to live in the present, to take this time of internal reflection, to anchor us down in our ultimate healing journey, to bring our purpose and our connection in life out in front. And I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, good job. So let's go ahead and do some clearing out. Just to get those chakras nice and clear. Okay. Put that right there. Good job. Root, working with the root to anchor you down, balancing you out, doing some Reiki symbols, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, third eye right there, and the crown. Do me a favor, take 3 deep breaths in, inhale, exhale, 2 more, inhale, exhale, final breath, inhale, exhale. Fantastic. Continue to breathe here. And we believe in reciprocity, so let me clear myself too. Really focusing on your breath here, being easy. And just relaxing, allowing yourself to just simply flow into the energy and to release anything, any baggage, anything from the past, and just allow it to go. Don't put any judgment or do any overthinking, any guilt, any pride. Just allow it to go. Fantastic job. So, as we use normally, we have a flame that we work with. This particular candle is just a root candle that I got from the crystal shop, and the candle is to just anchor us down. So you have this choice to use this candle as a representation of where to send your energy, because as we're working here, you may have too much energy, not enough energy, or the energy may be stuck somewhere. So we allow this energy we use in Reiki to be intelligent, to go where it needs to go. It's not always that you need energy. Sometimes you have too much and you need it to be taken away, or it's just stuck somewhere and it needs to move on. So as you're releasing and you're letting go of your baggage, you're sending it onto the transformational flame of Saint Germain, a Reiki infused flame, to move those experiences onto its next evolutionary path. So go ahead and allow your gaze to relax, looking at the candle. Okay. And just allowing it to take anything you no longer need. And continue to breathe. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So just relax where you're at, and I'm going to start to just kind of pull away and to pluck away anything taking up too much space. Continue to breathe. Continue to breathe. I'm going to set my teeth to the side. Just pulling away. And creating a direct path to the flame. And having patience and understanding and releasing. And just a reminder that your hands can be in a receptive position, sitting down, lying on your back. If you're at work, you can just put your hands on the desk. Pulling out. Focusing less on the past and more on the present. Yesterday we worked on a higher level consciousness and higher level healing. And what that ultimately led us to do was to open our hearts and to agree to move on to our next evolutionary path, to raise our vibrations so that we can be love and light and unconditional forgiveness and understanding, anchoring us down in our own healing path, as well as to be able to give those gifts to others as we master it in our own personal life. But in doing that work, it means that we have to hold ourselves accountable and responsible for how we react in life. Focusing on the past sometimes is to get an understanding of what was going on, but at a certain time you have to put that down in order to pick up your actions now. And with this pre-Mercury and retrograde period, these are actions that are going to be internal. So really looking at the soul, looking at the heart. It's going to be, this Mercury in retrograde is going to be in Scorpio. So it's really a time to look at emotions, but specifically your internal chaos. What things do you feel like that you overreact to emotionally? It doesn't even have to make sense. It can just be just for you. Like, oh, every time someone talks about X, Y, and Z, I just can't help but have a reaction, even though it's not something that maybe externally it looks like a big deal. And you might be able to handle other really like big things with ease, but it's just this one thing. I'll be very honest with you. I am an emotional eater, and it comes from my relationship with food and it just always being so positive and so consistent. I loved baking when I was growing up. I loved cooking. I loved all of those things, and it was kind of like a go-to thing, a hobby, in order to feel better. But I noticed that when I would have to have these difficult emotional conversations, especially surrounding other people's feelings, I would find myself having to nibble on something or something to chew on something to balance me energetically, so that I felt, or what I was perceiving as me balancing myself energetically, because what I wanted was to feel better. And I've been taking some time to reflect, like, what is that? What's really going on there? And I realized that I want to take on responsibility for other people's emotions. I don't even want to be at an uncomfortable place. I want to be preventative. I want to do all of these things. And that's just unrealistic. It's unfair to me to have to hold on to other people's feelings, and it's unfair to people to not be able to express and share what they're going through with me without feeling like it's something that is a burden to me or something that is just too much for me to handle, because I know I definitely want to share my feelings with other people too. So I started to realize that the true gift is, what I'm working on, is being able to receive those conflicting emotions and information from others without the need to have to go in and take action to resolve it, to just let them talk, to let them say what they need to say, for me to communicate and what I need to, but not to take ownership of their feelings. Now, if you watched our video on explaining astrology, I talked about the north nodes and the south nodes, and it's your karmic destiny and your karmic path. And my south node is in Cancer in the 8th house. The 8th house is a representation of Scorpio. So I always want to just come in and coddle people and want to look at all their flaws and love them, to the better side. Like I attracted a lot of situations in my life that were very chaotic because I enjoyed going through and looking, or let me say, I was attracted to energetically going in and looking at these chaotic situations and looking inside and trying to find the beauty and the love and develop something there. But that's something I need to let go, because it created a lot of codependency within other people, and me being codependent to a certain role that I was living, me feeling inundated by other people's things, me not being able to focus on myself. And it took a lot of kind of transformative and abrupt change for me to realize, like, wow, I need to mature emotionally in order to be able to handle the next stages that are coming forward in life. And it's something that's definitely come up, and it's making me realize that that sensitivity that I worked so hard in honing on has made me overreactive in other situations that no longer live to those standards. So as much as we're all doing the work, I'm doing the work, especially in these moments. And I just really was using this morning as kind of this just really deep reflection of, if I eat emotionally to make me feel better in the moment, I never feel better. I don't resolve the issue, and then that goes into my self-image or how I look, or micromanaging what I'm doing when it comes to body and fitness and working out and things like that. So I'm like, wow, I gotta really nip this in the bud. So yeah, I feel like I was talking a lot. Sorry about that. Would you like to share? I just want to use this opportunity to share as community. Would you like to share anything that's going on for you? Anything that's coming up during our practice today? You can go ahead and do that now. And I'm definitely all ears. Okay. Tell me a little bit more. A couple more moments. Even if you don't want to say it out loud, just think about it. Okay. Good job. And I really appreciate for those who shared. I really appreciate you sharing that, because I know it can be kind of difficult. If you needed a little bit more time to talk, definitely feel free to mute the video or to pause the video just to get it out. Sometimes it's really helpful to get it out. Now, just remembering that you have this flame that you can pull the energy to, that you can release, that you can let go, and you can just move forward as you just relax in who you are and really anchor down in who you are as yourself. Just being open to the journey, just being receptive to the journey. And I had also mentioned that with this pre-retrograde period, you need to start to be mindful of really budgeting your time, so that if you were the type of person who got somewhere 15 minutes, 30 minutes before, or you like to live on the wild side, you like to get there right on time or maybe a little late, you need to double the time that you're budgeting. So if you're used to 30 minutes, that time, budget 45 minutes to an hour, because you're going to start to notice that there's going to be some delays. Like the flow of traffic may not be as well. There might be, unfortunately, maybe little fender benders or things that are happening around you. The computer's not going to work, your phone's not going to load right. Anything that is Mercury energy that has to do with communication, and communication is what makes us flow and get to places. So it's going to definitely frustrate you unless you budget time. So if you don't want to be frustrated, you need to budget time. If you don't mind being frustrated, do you? And that is completely fine. It's also the reason why things externally stop working is because all the energy, things flip inside out. So everything on the outside has kind of less movement, because you now have all this intense power on the inside to analyze things that are going on. And so with it being in Scorpio, you can analyze those Scorpio themes. Scorpio also really deals with power. So how do you deal with power? Some people don't like power at all, so they're kind of victimized, or they just think less of themselves, or they let others think less of themselves. And also, so you can think less of yourself and not feel good about yourself, or you can think less of yourself and at the same time be very aggressive. Like you look at someone like a Trump, that's someone with very low self-esteem, but at the same time is very aggressive. So low self-esteem can come in very different ways. And then you have other people who have a good level of self-esteem built on a strong foundation. It's not built on arrogance. It's not built on kind of all of these external things, just a balance of who they are. And they don't need to be violent. They don't need to be aggressive. Of course, you can be assertive, but you don't need to do any of those things. All you simply do is just be receptive and be patient, and talking about that emotional maturity, being able to respond to events as they are, to talk through them, to work through them, and not to just have a whole meltdown. That's very Trump-esque, to have a meltdown. Okay, a couple more moments. I'm sorry to bring him into our energetic sphere. But just wanting to show you how your personality and what you do impacts others, how everything that we all do. And I definitely set the intention that you take the highest vibrational energy from our practice and our community. And like I say all the time, I love to hear you comment, and I only ask that you put things for our highest vibrational good only. And the reason why I say that is because let's just maintain this being a community that we can all come to and just feel comfortable. Sometimes we talk about difficult things, sometimes things are a little bit more funny, but let's just let this be a place. And for those who feel another way, you don't have to watch. You literally can go somewhere else. We don't need you here. today your homework is really going to be just sitting in your meditation practice and being receptive to that Scorpio energy that you need to work through without judgment. Okay? So meditation, Scorpio energy without judgment. And also to budget some time before you get to places. That's a more practical one. Okay. So you did a fantastic job today. Today we did a little bit more talking, a little bit more hand movements, just pulling energy out and just giving you the freedom, the independence, and the autonomy to facilitate your own healing practice as we're kind of talking and guiding you through it. So let's go ahead and clear ourselves out. Fantastic job today. And I'm going to go top down. Okay. Thank you, God. 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 Okay, good job. Take 3 deep breaths for me. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Final breath. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Good job. Good job. And I am going to bring, as we talk about reciprocity, I'm going to bring myself, close myself up. Thank you, God. 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 And I'm going to close us up for the day. So you did a fantastic job. I'm so excited in the future for whatever you have coming. And until next time, treat yourself with love and care. Own those things you are powerful at. And I'm so excited to see what's in your future. So if no one said it to you today, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I love you. I'm so proud of you and I'm excited. So leave me a comment if you want to talk about something.